I'm live. I think I'm live. I hope so. It's flashing. There's going to be a little bit of lag here, I notice, on the video. So we're going to try and clean it up. Again, this is our second try here. My name is Dominic Sugar of 1kfasttrack.com, part of the TAS brand, along with Scott Volker and Chris Schaefer. So it's a new thing we're starting. If you caught us last week, and I was happy that you guys came on. We had like 20, 25 viewers, and we weren't expecting too many people because we weren't sure 100% what was going to happen. But it turned out pretty good. We've had a few people watch it, and I'm excited. So I'm kind of getting used to this again, guys, so please bear with me. Everything is fresh to me, and I actually have to take care of something right 2 seconds because my good buddy, Mr. Volker, is wondering if I was going to go on, and just figuring out all the features and all that was intimidating at first. And sorry, I'm just going to tell him. So there. So now he knows I'm on. Perfect. So Scott, I'm on. If you see us, Chris, if you guys want to jump on, let me know. We're going to go with that. I'm going to basically. We're going to talk about some retail arb today. If you want to know what we're doing, it's 1kfasttrack.com. Basically, we've put a course together almost about a year ago now, and it's been a success. We've had lots and lots of people really happy with what we're doing, so we're excited about that. And if you do join the group, you're going to get access to our Facebook group and all that type of stuff. So you can answer questions. I'm on there all the time, and we'll go from there. Okay, so in order to answer your questions, guys, I guess you have to go to the YouTube channel and find that out. So I'm going to do that right now. Again, after a couple weeks, I'll get pretty comfortable with this. I'll know what's going on, and that'll be awesome. So it says right now, selling live now. So I'm going to go there, and let's see. Let's see if this actually works.
After a couple weeks, I'll get pretty comfortable with this.
So that's weird because I can see myself. So that's not going to be good. Okay. So there we go. Again, I apologize. I'm so sorry, everyone. Here we go. Say something. Okay, good. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, you can start leaving them at the bottom of the Hangout, and I'll try to get them as I go. I'm kind of all by myself right now, so it's going to be a learning experience for sure. As the title says today, I'm really excited about this. Amazon retail arbitrage. We can also throw in eBay arbitrage because a lot of people do that. So basically, 20 plus years ago, I started, sourcing stuff, media products where I started. So mostly video games, but then it evolved into DVDs, and back then it was VHS tapes and cassette tapes. So now it's Blu-rays and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to go through some of that stuff, common, information, how to source it, where to get it from, that type of stuff. So I find it's the easiest way to start, to tell you the truth, for retail arbitrage because there's a huge demand for it. There's so much supply out there, and the cost is actually relatively cheap. So, DVDs and Blu-rays, CDs, you can get them for 25 cents, 10 cents, 50 cents, max $1. I wouldn't pay more than $1 for any used stuff. New stuff's going to be a little bit different, obviously. Now, new stuff, it's a little harder to get because most of these companies that supply the record stores, I don't know if they're called record stores anymore, but media stores, they RTV this stuff, so it's return to vendors. So companies like Solutions to Go or E1, they take back their movies and then they resell them again to discount retailers. So very rarely where you're going to find liquidation CDs and DVDs at your Walmarts and your Best Buys and stuff like that. But you will once in a while in liquidations or closeouts or bankruptcies, and that's where you kind of have to get your stuff for other distributors or off-price retailers that bought them from those major distributors, and that's how you get your stuff. But in order to source stuff, the easiest way that we do is it's pretty simple. You look on your online app, or like I've talked about that before, you know, your Craigslist, your Kijijis in Canada, your eBay Classified, your Let Go, your OfferUps, and there's hundreds of guys and gals on there, and families and people selling their DVDs and CDs to the point that you actually can't even keep up, right? We basically, you know, we can amount 10,000 CDs, no problem, and basically about in a month if we really wanted to. But we got to the point where we kind of just stopped because we just have so many, and we can't, you know, we can't list them fast enough. So, in saying that, you might want to start small, go to yard sales and garage sales and try to find that. You can also start with your own collection. That's usually the way you do it. You take all your DVDs and you find out which ones are good, and you go from there. Now, again, with the fees now, you pretty well can't sell anything under $6 anymore because you're not going to be making anything. So if you want to, you know, if you want to start listing that stuff, be very, you know, diligent on your price points, you know, especially with the repricers like we use and stuff. And, you know, and if you don't update your prices, you'll be selling below 6. You know, we went through all our updaters there about a month ago because we were selling lots of stuff, you know, at cost or below cost. Now, it doesn't matter if you're paying a nickel or 25 cents or 10 cents or 50 cents. The problem is the eBay and Amazon fees are so high that you're not making any money, especially if you're FBAing it. If you put list it for $6, you're actually losing $1. So it doesn't make any sense. Now, there's all the big companies, they do on volume. They'll may lose on one, they'll make on another. They're not going to go back and change 50,000 listings, and I get that. And that was the issue we did. So we haven't got to every one of them, but we've done a lot of them. So that's the dilemma. Now, if you do get those CDs that are or DVDs or Blu-ray movies that don't sell, then you can also put those in lots and resell them yourself back on eBay in lots of 100 or 50, or you can throw them back onto your Kijijis, your Craigslist, you know, and sell it the same way and get your 25, 50 cents for it. So, I mean, I'll give you some examples. Don't take these to heart. I mean, these are as tchotchke as you can get, these titles. You know, these may or may not get onto our eBay or Amazon store or marketplace stores, whatever, because we sell on about 12 different marketplaces. So, again, really tchotchke titles. Again, some of these probably don't even sell. You know, I just kind of took it from a pile that we had, and, you know, we'll go through that. So we literally have containers and cases and gaylords full of these because we source them in bulk through different media companies that we deal with, and you know, stuff like that. So that's for that. Your music, what we've been doing pretty good with music is, again, I don't know if this is all up to standard, but you're going to see some of this stuff like that. You know, again, tchotchke titles, you know, nothing great. Some are sealed, some are not. Again, we'll go through them and sort them out based on everything. So now it's basically, if it's not $7 or over, we don't even list it anymore. You know, at $7, we'll make $2, $1.50. So we're happy on that, especially if we pay 10 cents for it. So that's that. Another big thing is I'm actually going to do an episode probably on it, is VHS movies. You know, people laugh at it, but they're actually still a demand for it. You'd be surprised when people haven't switched over to new media because they just can't deal with it, or, you know, maybe they're a little older, so they don't want to deal with the new technology. And then, of course, Blu-rays. Blu-rays are you know, your Blu-rays, or, you know, are again tchotchke titles, whatever. These are brand new sealed. Again, we probably have, you know, 800 to 1,000 of each of these titles, times, you know, hundreds of titles. So, you know, again, we're sourcing a big quantity, but you can find Blu-rays easily for 50 cents to $1. There should be no problem with that. So, you know, the more media that you can grab, the better. You know, that's the way it works with media. So I'm just checking to see, guys. Sorry, I'm checking to see if there's any questions. I don't see any on right now. Again, I'm not used to the system, so I'm trying to think, you know, where the questions would be. I'm kind of looking at it now, and I don't see anything there. So if you do have questions, guys, I know we only have 9 to 10 viewers on right now, and that's great. You know, hopefully every week you can keep coming back, and we'll give you some information that'll help you guys, you know, scale your business or even start. You know, this is more for the for beginners that have in a situation, or, you know, or you know, they want to transition to something different, or have, you know, a lot of people call it a side hustle or extra, you know, cream money, cash money, money in your jeans type stuff. So this is where Retail Arb comes in play. And Media, I find, is the easiest way to start because there's a lot of it out there, and you'll get so much of it, you'll get overwhelmed to the point like we are. So, again, media can be, a lot of people start with books. I find the book market is just oversaturated. It's heavy. Now that Amazon took away the fee structure, the way it used to work is, used to send in, if you send 100 books in and they were all single ASINs, they wouldn't charge you actually storage fees, only if you had more than one copy of that book. But now you actually get charged based on no matter what you have. So what do we got here? Oh no. Okay, I thought maybe Mr. Volker was texting me and telling me that I think you're live, but it's not. It's a sale. Sales are always good, especially at Christmas. So I had to turn my phone down. I don't want to hear that cha-ching every 2 seconds. So so with the fees and shipping fees now and storage fees, you know, there's so many people doing books. You can do it. It's really cheap to do it. You can buy books again for 10 cents, 50 cents, a quarter. But it's a lot of work. You know, you got to do the grading system as well. I mean, CDs and DVDs kind of do it, but it's easier. Just look at the thing. It's great. You don't have to flip 100 pages, check the back page and front page, put that it has a remainder mark, that has pencils. A lot of people put the price in pencils. You have to erase that. You know, so it's a big. We did media books for a bit, and we liquidated all the stock. We just got tired of it. It was just way too much work. It takes up so much space if you're manually fulfilling it, and if you fill up your allocation at the Amazon warehouses, then they end up making you split it to other warehouses. Makes it more difficult. So again, you can do books, guys. That is part of the media, but for us, we just decided that it wasn't lucrative anymore, and a lot of work. And again, we could source thousands of books a week at just too much space. We'd rather stick to media. You can put thousands of stacks, you know, and have Gaylords full. So it's pretty simple that way to do it. So I think maybe we have some questions coming in. From Sarah with love. I live in Morocco. Can I still do online arbitrage? Well, you can do online arbitrage from overseas if you want. The problem is it's pretty difficult to, you know, you got to find a place where you're going to store it. You know, if you can't get it to Amazon right away, there's so many people doing it. There is methods to it. Unfortunately, with online arbitrage, you really have to be on it all the time. You constantly have to be looking at these, you know, these retailers and looking for goods. And remember, you're not the only one doing it, especially with all the cool, you know, online arbitrage tools that are. Again, we don't talk about it because it's not a focus for us. You know, it's just not right now. We might, you know, as we go on with the 1K fast track and how we progress, we might add that element to it. But yes, I find it is a lot of headaches. So, you know, if you're in the U.S., it's good. We do have some people in the 1K fast track that are from overseas that do very well. They just, you know, maybe they have relatives and stuff. They know how to source. Again, now you can take advantage of the time difference too, because there's not going to be too many people online at 2 to 3 o'clock sourcing online arbitrage. So you might, you know, that'll work to your advantage. A lot of the retailers, you know, after midnight, they add stock again, or maybe 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, our time. So that, you know, so you'll have that little bit of advantage. You can do it. I'm not deterring you guys. If you want to try it, it's great. I would just do a test, right? You know, find out some product, not heavy product, big product, and see how it works. Again, you've got to buy it. You've got to send it somewhere. You can't send it directly from Walmart to Amazon, right? You have to find a prep facility to do that, and that's going to charge you even more fees and stuff like that. So, but how much money you think I should start with? Well, again, this is a retail arbitrage, discussion and stuff. I mean, if you want to know about private label, we do have the Power Hour between 2 and 3 every Friday, and Scott does have his private label classroom, which is amazing. That's why it's called Amazing Seller, because it is amazing. Him and Chris go follow through the whole strategy of how to do private label. Basically, what we want to do here is if you're stuck and you can't get a private label because you don't have the money or the upfront collateral, or it's, you know, it's something that you're not sure to do, Retail Arb will help you get through it. Teach you how to learn the eBay system, Amazon system, how to send stuff in, how to do FBA, how to self-prep your own products, that type of stuff. And I'll actually give you some capital based on selling the product that you already have at your house, at your home, your neighbors, your cousins, your relatives. That's how we kind of start. We basically, you know, show you how to, you know, house hunt or thrift from your own house to get money so you can put towards either more retail art product or start into private label. So, you know, for private label, you know, it's all over the place. Most people that I know of that I coach or teach or that we help, you know, we'll start with a minimum of $2,000. That's what we find. And that's where the 1K Fast Track comes in, because, you know, we do have an awesome pre-challenge where, you know, that's where we got the name 1K Fast Track. We give you a month to try and generate $1,000. And most people actually will have that done within about 2 weeks. So that's what the average we find. Some will do it in 4 or 5 days because they've just put up, you know, they'll put up their Blu-ray systems, or they'll put up their Wii systems or their GameCube or a TV, or, you know, one of our students sold a kayak and a fridge and a remote control, you know, RC car. So you can you can get your capital pretty fast on that. So that's what you do it. So again, I would say a ballpark for private label is $2,000. So I want to get back into retail ARB. Okay, so now as far as sourcing product, again, I basically talked about that. You can go online to these you know, these Craigslist and source the stuff. You can go to flea markets and yard sales and garage sales and places like that. Hold on. And sure, okay. Hold on a second. I am sorry, man. Again, this is how do I do this? The boss wants me to sorry, man. We're kind of doing this on the fly. So I am. This is the complication. Okay, this is the complication. So I'm going to okay, so I'm being oh, there we go. I got it. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to, you know, we're going to try and do something here. So bear with me, guys. I apologize. We'll get this right. And next week I'll have everything down pat. I will know what I'm doing. And sorry, what is wrong? My oh, I should have those all ready. Okay, so sourcing product. You know, again, start with your own stuff for media. Go through your closet, or you know, your wherever you want to do, right? To find your product. You know, and that's how you gain your stuff. Again, you can do little kind of like advertising thing. That's what we kind of do. You know, you know, we're stock buying all used DVDs and CDs, and then you'd be surprised how many people email you and say, yeah, I got a bunch of DVDs and CDs that I want to get rid of. So, you know, that's pretty simple, I find. So, okay, hold on, sorry. There we go. And again, bear with me. It's all new to me. This Hangout, you know, this is what happens, right? You're doing brick and mortar all your life, and this technology stuff kind of you know, it's kind of a back burner, not used to it. But anyway, so that's how we get a lot of our stuff. We source it that way in Overstock. Now, part of the media, I'm going to probably the next time when I go live next week, we're probably going to talk about. I want to do some retro game stuff, because this is where I'm going right now with my company. Not you know, not a majority of it. It's going to be a percentage of it. Gives my staff something else to do. They love it. Oh, what's going on? What? Hello? What is going on?
What's going on, Dom? How you doing, buddy?
Stressed. Correct.
All right, cool. This is, this is great because, I could see you scrambling and no one knew what you were doing, but trying to figure out how to send me the link. So what we were doing, just to kind of let you guys in on the background here, I was sending Dom a message saying, send me the link so I can get in. Now you know where that link is, right?
That's a little guy with a plus sign. Yep.
Exactly. So now Dom learned something about this. So this is perfect because you know everything about retail arbitrage, everything about like liquidation, all that stuff, the ins and outs, but never done this before. So you're doing something, stepping out of your comfort zone. I love it. And again, it's proof of you have to do it in order to figure it out. And now next time when I send you that, you're like, oh yeah, I just got to send them a link. So now you know. So I just wanted to jump on here really quickly. And, I've actually got my daughter's birthday party today. So I only got about 15 minutes before they get back. And we got people coming in about, I don't know, an hour and a half. But anyway, what I wanted to do is, you shared with some people the media stuff. Like the media stuff is a great opportunity. Still is a great opportunity. Last night we spun vinyl records, Dom. We had a vinyl record night. So, yeah, I mean, the buddy that I went over his house, I mean, he's a huge fan of, vinyl records. He's going to these record stores. He's buying, he's looking, he's wanting them, right? And it was amazing, right? Like we had an awesome time. The records were crackling and it's a beautiful thing, right? So, there's vinyl records, there's cassettes, there's 8-track for heck, for crying out loud, like 8-track, VHS you mentioned, there's beta, there's all of these different things that you don't realize. So let me ask you this, and this will give people a little bit of something that they can actually do. Where would you tell me to go to start finding this stuff? I know you can say like thrifting. We've all heard that. Goodwill, like all these places. And yes, you probably should go there. But I know nowadays with digital and with like online stuff, you can almost go garage sailing on your phone. So why don't you talk a little bit about that? Because I think that would get people excited and also where they think they don't have to go out and just hit all the garage sales in the area right now.
Yeah, the garage sale thrifting part of it, it's hard to go into the Goodwills and the Weigh and Pays and the Sally Ann's or the Salvation Armies. Now there is a lot of product in there, but a lot of times you're gonna be paying $1, $2 for this stuff. They're not gonna give it to you for quarter 50 cents. So we find that the easiest way, just like we're sourcing our video games, our retro stuff, and like we do our media and our Blu-rays and DVDs, is through the online marketplace apps that sell the selling apps, and whether it's on your phone or on a laptop or your desktop. So that's in Canada, Kijiji a big one, your Craigslist in the US, your eBay Classified, your Let Go, your OfferUp, those type of places. Now there's other venues you can do, right? There's swap meets that you can go find stuff where there's, those outdoor flea markets where there's hundreds and hundreds of vendors. Guys are liquidating this stuff, and you could post ads. I find that's how we get all our product, to be honest. We'll put buying all media, and then you could just, if you want, you could put paying 50 cents a piece, minimum 100 at a time. So, you're not going out to buy 12 CDs, like
right.
for $6. So, and then you can establish yourself that way. And after a while, word kind of gets out that you're the go-to person, and a lot of people will come to you. So, but I would also suggest, like we talk about on 1kfasttrack.com, is Scott, source your own availability. Most people have CDs, DVDs, records in their house. They just haven't used them in a long time. So that's what I would do first. And then I would go to my cousins and uncles and nephews and next door neighbors and stuff like that. That's where I get the stuff. You'd be surprised how fast you can source in media.
Right. The other one I think that's worth mentioning is like Facebook. I mean, they have their own little Facebook groups and fan pages and stuff where it's in your area. It's funny. I still have one from when I was living in New York, and I get notifications that, there's new stuff or whatever. And then I'll just scroll through it and I forget that it's there and it's not here. And just the other day, actually, because you were working with my son a little bit about media and stuff. And there was something that came up, a whole bundle. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's cool. And then I was like, oh, crap, that's actually in New York. You know what I mean? So, but then he got thinking there's people he knows in New York that could do the hauls for him and then just ship it to him. And then they can almost be working for him in a sense. So that's how you can kind of build that out. But
yeah, I mean, I think that's how we're actually going to, I talked to Scotty Jr. about that. I think that we're going to be doing something like that for us and maybe the Shark.
Because you can get games here in the States and sell them for more in Canada sometimes. So that might make sense for someone like yourself to, you've got people on the ground floor that are kind of like doing all of those things, and you pay them a percentage, or you pay them a fee per unit that they send or whatever. You know what I mean?
And
So,
it's definitely a way to source product. And yeah, exactly. You do a percentage, or you do a flat fee, and the person that you're working with, they don't have to put, because you're, again, in our situation, we'd be giving them the money, and they no money out of the cost, just their time to go pick up the stuff. And definitely, exactly, especially if you're in a non-rural, like in a rural area, not a suburban area where there's not, if you're in the middle, where you were is not too bad, or if you're in a big cities, New York, or like that, there's all over the place. But if you're in a small little town, it's going to be hard to source product, but you can still do it. I mean, everybody's got CDs, DVDs, video games, books. Like, there's not nobody that you do not know that has that stuff. So
yeah. All right, cool. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to let you wrap this up. Now that you figured, we learned one new thing today, and that is how to invite a guest on. So you were talking to Dom, and I think that's worth mentioning. There's students that are going through the 1K Fast Track right now. And anyone that doesn't know what the 1K Fast Track is, it's basically a 5-week class that runs you through basically finding products and then launching the products, or just getting rid of the products, really like flipping the products. So it's like finding them, buying them, selling them, like boom, boom, boom. It's like we actually have a 7-day challenge that in the first 7 days before you even start, you're supposed to go through your stuff and just list it. And we have people that make $5,000, $7,000, $1,000 in 7 days because they're just cleaning out their own stuff. But I think it's worth mentioning, if you guys are interested in that, 1kfasttrack.com. But it's basically everything that Dom is sharing right here, and on these hangouts that we plan to do is for him to give you guys suggestions, but then also bring on some other people that have done it inside of our class and then highlight them. And I think, like you said, Dom, you've got a handful of people already that you want to get on the show. Well, now you know how to get them on the show. So all you have to do is you get on, you get the link, you send them the link, they come on the hangout. It's that simple. So, so anyway,
So basically what Scott's saying, guys, is that we're going to do like a transition. Again, you might not want to stay a retail R because it does a lot of work, and especially for yourself fulfilling it. It can clutter your house up. So you're back to uncluttering to cluttering. But again, there's people already 3 months, 4 months in that have made their few $1,000s, and they're already transitioning into private label, which is amazing to me. And some have 2-3 products already. So, and they basically just did it by cleaning out their house and taking their money, so they don't have to take their paychecks.
Well, I'm kind of running on this theme this week, and I was mentioning it again last night, and I was mentioning it the day before, and I mentioned it, I think, the day before that. It's like you're learning something that could be an asset for you forever. Like, buying and selling product is never going to go away. The media, as far as like where you do it, the channels that you do it, that will change. But understanding the process, you understand that people are buying, people are selling. What's hot, what's not. What can I find that's price low and I can sell high? Like, that stuff's not going to change. So what I've been saying, and I said it again last night, even at our vinyl party, was like, you have to fall in love with the process. Like, so fall in love with this. Like, for retail arb, just fall in love with retail arb right now. Don't worry about private labeling. Or if you want to do private labeling, fall in love with private labeling and just go all in, and then just figure that thing out. Because once you figure it out, then all of a sudden everything else kind of takes care of itself, and then you can kind of plug and play. Same thing with like building an email list. If building an email list seems kind of overwhelming to you, do that, enjoy it, and learn it, and then you have another asset. So just continue to learn, continue to really deploy what you're learning, and then you're going to be able to see what works and what doesn't work, and you're going to learn that skill set. Like, you have a skill set all the way back from trading cards and buying hockey cards, right? All the way back in the day. But that's assets that you have now that you've built, that you understand it.
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure. I mean, it's a full passion for me. I mean, we didn't call it retail arbitrage back then, right? Or flipping product, or side hustle, or whatever. It was just, hey, I've got a product, and I got some overstock, or I've got doubles, or I've got, multiples, and just let me sell them off so I can take that money to buy more of the same product. That's basically how it started, right?
Yep.
Like, why do I need 10 Jeter rookies? And I'll send them to Florida. Not that they want them in Florida either, but
All right, man. I'm gonna run. I got a party to get to, but I want to just remind people, if you guys are watching this on the YouTube channel, it could be embedded somewhere, but if you're watching it on our YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel. It should be on this page somewhere. Make sure you click the little bell icon too if you want to be notified when we go live. We just went live yesterday with a power hour. Chris and I sometimes hop on. Dom is going to be randomly coming on, doing stuff like this. If he finds a really cool deal, maybe even take you on a haul with him. So definitely subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in 1K Fast Track, go check it out, 1kfasttrack.com. Dom, I got a jet. We'll see you later, brother. Great job. Once again, we'll see you later. Bye.
Had a shark for me.
I will. Hey, guys, leave a comment for Dom, too. Let him know how he's doing. Let him know he's doing awesome. All right?
Thanks.
All right. See ya.
Well, there you have it, guys. I didn't know Scott was going to come on, but yeah, he just put it in perspective. Again, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Definitely subscribe. Hit the bell. I didn't even know there was a bell. That's awesome. And yeah, you know, give us the likes. Do what you can, I guess. You know, so we can, you know, get some people over here and, you know, watch what we're doing. So, again, retail arbitrage, pretty easy. You know, even now, you know, last week's video was about the hottest toys with the fingerlings and the, you know, all the Super NES classics. And, you know, there's so many people that even on the apps that we're using or the classified ads that we're using to buy stuff, I see them on there all the time. And they're just moms and dads that are at home and they happen to walk into Toys R Us and they see that, you know, limited edition unicorn for $20 and they put it on those apps and they sell them for 40 and they kind of addictive, right? Especially when you sell the first one. So, you know, again, they have no experience. It's pretty easy. You know what you pay for it. You know what it sells for. You know, and the best part about it, especially when you're buying it from true retail art from retailers, you can always return it. Especially at this time of the year, you have till like mid-January, so you're never really stuck with it. Especially if you don't go overboard. You know, now if you're buying, you know, used products online, you know, through the online apps or your, you know, yard sales or garage sales, then obviously you're kind of going to be stuck with it. Now, again, the northern states could be a little hard. I don't think there's too many garage sales or yard sales, you know, at this time of the year past, you know, North Carolina or it is. Definitely not in Maine and Massachusetts and New York and Ontario and Michigan and anywhere in Canada. We're not having too many yard sales this time. So I just want to come on and talk about the media. I hope it helps out a little bit. You know, again, that's how we started 20 plus years ago. So easy. Again, you don't really have to go to stores and start scanning stuff, you know, right away. You know, if you do want to do it, though, you can get Profit Bandit. We're not affiliated with them at all. We just find it's easiest app. You can scan all your CDs. In Canada, if anybody's watching for Canada, I will give you a golden nugget. Scanning the CDs is not going to help you if you're trying to sell in the U.S. because the barcode is going to be a Canadian UPC code. So when you scan it, it may or may not show up. And if it does show up, the price is going to be crazy. It'll be like $40 or $50. And then you actually type the name in and it'll be like $2.99. So big dilemma. I tried to, you know, talk to Profit Bandit years ago and they said they might implement something, but they never did it. So you basically have to, if you're going to start selling on Amazon.com, you're basically going to have to price it out. Now, there are apps that are a little easier, like, you know, we use Inventory Labs, nice and easy. You just type the word in and it'll actually, you know, you can figure out what it sells on eBay and it'll tell you what it sells on Amazon. And that's it. And you don't worry about the UPC code. Just type the name of it, you know, whatever it is, blah, blah, Miley Cyrus. Type it in. Find out that's the one it is, see how much it sells. If it sells for over the $7 threshold that I suggest, then you can use that. But you don't have to use that software. We just do because we're doing lots of volume. But, you know, you could use the Profit Band to do that. As far as the video games and stuff, I'm probably going to do that in a couple weeks, maybe even next week. You know, talk about retro video games and, you know, our progress and where we're at that and how you guys can do it. And again, where to get product. It's pretty well the same process again. And then after that, I think, you know, I'm really excited to have some of our students on, you know, so you can ask them questions, how the course was and, you know, where they got caught up on or stuck or, you know, how valuable it was or not valuable to them, that type of stuff. You know, again, we're trying to be neutral. We're not going to, you know, we're not here to push things down people's throats. You know, it is what it is. We're on here because, you know, for me, again, 20 plus years, it's a true love for me, retail art. Again, this is a little frightening. This is more frightening than releasing any private label thing because I'm not used to it. And, you know, but again, I'll get more comfortable as people come on and hopefully you'll get some value of it. As Scott said, again, 1kfasttrack.com. if you guys want to know what we're doing, go there, sign up. You get access to everything that that's part of that, and you can start selling. You know, be part of the challenge and start selling by the end of the weekend, actually, and then you know, make some of your money back. So, again, if you guys want to leave some questions, leave some comments. That would be awesome. What does this say? Subscribe and hit the notification bell. That's awesome. So that's good. Apparently that works. If you have any more questions, guys, we're going to go back periodically to try and you know, see if there's any question about retail arb media. Another thing, if you guys are planning on coming back, which I hope you are, if there's any let me know if there's any topics you guys want to talk about in retail arb. Maybe that's how we'll do it. Again, you know, I got to come up with all these topics, and I could, it's pretty endless, but if there's anything that you guys want to discuss, you know, whether it's price points or shipping, or, you know, Canada versus US, or what marketplaces to sell it on, or the FBA process, or what product should you stick to, and, you know, should I buy 100 of this versus, you know, 10 things at 10 things instead of one thing at 100, that type of stuff. So you guys let us know, and we'll go from there. Anyways, thanks a lot. I appreciate it, guys, for coming on, and subscribe. That's all we need, man. I want to know, and hit that bell so you know when I'm coming on next week. And you know, I want to, again, I'm hoping to be here every week, and you know, we can grow along, and you guys can kind of help me out, and you know, keep me in this YouTube frame so I know exactly where I need to be. Anyways, again, thanks a lot, guys. Happy holidays to everyone. In the US, Canada, overseas, wherever you are. And yeah, keep those questions coming, and we'll see you next week. Ciao. Bam.